Hello Year 6, it's Miss Rofer here. First of all, I just hope that you're all safe and well and that you're looking after yourselves. Make sure that you stay safe. And of course, I'm very sad not to be seeing you all back in school this term. So here we are, home learning again. But don't forget that you can stay in touch with us Year 6 teachers by using the French Year 6 email address. So that is year6@frenchprimary.worcs.sch.uk. So if you've got any questions about the home learning or you just want to stay in touch with us, feel free to send us a message on that email and we will be checking it every day between 9 and 3 o'clock. Okay. Next thing, you really showed us in the last lockdown how amazing and resilient you all were. And I know that this time round, you're just going to amaze us again. So keep checking YouTube every day for those lessons. We will be sending out the links to your parents every day via parent mail as well. But you know how to use YouTube. You can log on and check and see what lessons are coming up every day. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching your writing unit first of all. So take the opportunity now to go and get something to write with. It could be a pencil, it could be a pen, doesn't matter. Anything you can write with and something to write on. And then let's get started.
Okay, so our LO for today is to accurately use punctuation for lists. Now, as usual, we're going to start with a spag starter. Before we do any practice though, I'm just going to show you a little video that will explain how to use a colon to introduce a bullet point list.
Have you ever written something but wanted to make it easier and clearer for someone else to read? That time machine manual is a good example. Look at all of that text! Bullet points could be used to make it more appealing. The first thing you need when using bullet points is a colon. A colon is used to introduce a list. Then come the bullet points. With bullet points, you can break up big bits of information into a short, easier to read list. Each bullet point provides a single idea or item and allows you to list those ideas one after the other, allowing you to whiz through a complex list of information easily. Just be careful what you end up using it for.
Right, so we learnt from that video then that using a colon to introduce a bullet point list helps you break down the information in your list so it's very clear for the reader, very easy for you to remember what you need. So just two important things to remember. If we look at number 1, now if the text following a bullet point is a complete sentence, it should begin with a capital letter and end with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark. So here's an example. Equipment needed for our camping trip. That's your introductory sentence and that's followed by a colon and that introduces your bullet points. So we will bring a tent to keep us dry. I will bring extra blankets to keep us warm at night. Everyone will bring walking boots so that we can go for a hike. So each bullet point there has a sentence, doesn't it? That makes sense. So it needs a capital letter at the beginning and a full stop at the end. But if we look at number 2, if the text after a bullet point isn't a full sentence, it does not need a capital letter or a full stop. So equipment needed for our camping trip, colon, tent, blankets, walking boots. Okay, you don't need capital letters or full stops if you've just got a single word item in your list, or if it's not a full sentence, basically. Now, before you have a little go at doing this yourselves, I'm going to try and write a list of all the things I'm going to need to pack and take with me to spy school, hopefully, if my application to MI6 is accepted. So I've got some invisible ink, some night vision goggles, a mini spy camera and a jetpack. Before I have a go, do you want to pause the video now and have a little try yourself at writing these items in a bullet pointed list? You've got some top tips there to help you out. So this is my example. I've started with, before I leave for spy school, I need to pack, and then my colon, nighttime vision goggles, a mini spy camera, a jetpack, invisible ink. How did you get on? So what's the bigger picture then? Well, the whole reason we're talking about punctuating lists is that following on from our Igniter video, we're going to be writing an application letter to MI5 or MI6 to apply to be a spy. Now, before we actually start writing the letter, we need to be able to list down the good qualities of a spy and the qualities that you have. That means that you will be a good spy. Okay, so lists are part of the planning process. You know, we've used bullet points before when we've been making notes in class, but also lists are really important for staying organised. Now, you might write to-do lists for things you need to get done, like homework or little jobs you need to do around the house. You need to write shopping lists so that you don't forget something when you go shopping. And some of you may have heard of Mrs. Hinch. She's actually, made quite a good career out of writing lists and, getting her cleaning jobs done. So they're very, very important. Now, key vocabulary for the lesson: colon, bullet points, semicolon, and lists. So have a little think now then. What makes a good spy? What do you think would make you a good spy? Can you think of examples? Maybe you are very agile, very fast. Maybe your example could be that you've won a medal for sprinting at a school sports day. Okay, pause the video and have a little think. Now, we're going to write a list of the qualities needed to be an exceptional spy. Now, here is an example I've come up with earlier. A good spy is fast thinking, physically fit, observant at all times, a great communicator. Now, some of you might want to challenge yourselves a little bit more, and that's fantastic. So if you would like to write a more detailed list, you could use semicolons instead of bullet points to separate each item in your list. Now, like with the bullet pointed list, you need to start with your introductory sentence, okay? That comes before the colon. So, good spies possess many qualities. And then you can see here I've colour coded each item in the list. So in red here you've got the first item, then in green you've got the second item, and then purple the next item. And then you can see here we have included and to add the last item of the list at the end. Okay, we need to do that when we're using semicolons and with a more detailed list. So let's read it out and see how it sounds. Good spies possess many qualities: colon, a fast-thinking brain, which allows them to problem solve on the spot. I've got my semicolon there after the first item. Peak physical fitness, which allows them to sprint after villains. Hawk-like powers of observation, so that they can find escape routes quickly. And excellent communication skills, as they need to be able to build relationships and learn new languages. So it's your turn to have a go now then. You need to write two lists. The first list needs to show the qualities required to be a good spy. Your second list should list the qualities that would make you a good spy. So Chili 1, you can just use commas for a list to write your two lists. Make sure that you use capital letters at the beginning and then full stop at the end of your list, of your sentence. Chili 2, you need to use a colon to introduce a list with bullet points. And then Chili 3, you need to write a more detailed list, separating each item in the list with a semicolon. Okay, now some of you, for your first list, you might want to do Chili 1, and then for your second list, have a little go at Chili 2 to push yourself. That's absolutely fine, it's up to you, okay? If you'd like more practice, take a look at this link that I've put at the bottom here on BBC Bite Size. That's got a lovely quiz at the end and a couple more videos to help you.